Perhaps one did not want to be loved so much as to be understood. Who controls the past, controls the future. Who controls the present, controls the past. In a time of deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. Every generation imagines itself to be more intelligent than the one that went before it, and wiser than the one that comes after it. The best books are those that tell you what you know already. The creatures outside looked from pig to man, and from man to pig, and from pig to man again, but already it was impossible to say which was which. If you want to keep a secret, you must also hide it from yourself. The most effective way to destroy people is to deny and obliterate their own understanding of their history. But if thought corrupts language, language can also corrupt thought. If you want a picture of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face, forever. Some ideas are so stupid that only intellectuals believe them. We shall meet in the place where there is no darkness. Double-think means the power of holding two contradictory beliefs in one's mind simultaneously, and accepting both of them. Freedom is the right to tell people what they do not want to hear. Political language is designed to make lies sound truthful and murder respectable, and to give an appearance of solidity to pure wind. Until they become conscious, they will never rebel, and until after they have rebelled, they cannot become conscious. Power is in tearing human minds to pieces and putting them together again in new shapes of your own choosing. If you loved someone, you loved him, and when you had nothing else to give, you still gave him love. Perhaps a lunatic was simply a minority of one. Reality exists in the human mind, and nowhere else. Freedom is the freedom to say that 2 + 2 make 4. If that is granted, all else follows. Writing a book is a horrible, exhausting struggle, like a long bout with some painful illness. It's a beautiful thing, the destruction of words. The choice for mankind lies between freedom and happiness, and for the great bulk of mankind, happiness is better. I enjoy talking to you. Your mind appeals to me. It resembles my own mind, except that you happen to be insane. People sleep peaceably in their beds at night only because rough men stand ready to do violence on their behalf. Nothing was your own except the few cubic centimeters inside your skull. Orthodoxy means not thinking, not needing to think. Orthodoxy is unconsciousness. On the whole, human beings want to be good, but not too good, and not quite all the time. We do not merely destroy our enemies, we change them. The only good human being is a dead one. Confession is not betrayal. What you say or do doesn't matter. Only feelings matter. If they could make me stop loving you, that would be the real betrayal. It is curious how people take it for granted that they have a right to preach at you and pray over you as soon as your income falls below a certain level. If you kept the small rules, you could break the big ones. Men can only be happy when they do not assume that the object of life is happiness. Of pain you could wish only one thing: that it should stop. Nothing in the world was so bad as physical pain. In the face of pain there are no heroes. The object of terrorism is terrorism. The object of oppression is oppression. The object of torture is torture. Now do you begin to understand me? This work was strictly voluntary, but any animal who absented himself from it would have his rations reduced by half. All the war propaganda, all the screaming and lies and hatred, comes invariably from people who are not fighting. The masses never revolt of their own accord. And they never revolt merely because they are oppressed. We know that no one ever seizes power with the intention of relinquishing it. Your worst enemy was your own nervous system. At any moment the tension inside you was liable to translate itself into some visible symptom. Man serves the interests of no creature except himself. There are some ideas so absurd that only an intellectual could believe them. He wears a mask, and his face grows to fit it. Stupidity was as necessary as intelligence, and as difficult to attain. To see what is in front of one's nose needs a constant struggle. The greatest enemy of clear language is insincerity. One does not establish a dictatorship in order to safeguard a revolution. One makes the revolution in order to establish the dictatorship. The object of power is power. We are all capable of believing things which we know to be untrue, and then, when we are finally proved wrong, impudently twisting the facts so as to show that we were right. If there really is such a thing as turning in one's grave, Shakespeare must get a lot of exercises.